Well, good morning everybody and welcome to day 6 of my 3 countries in a week adventure trip. It is the last day of my much better adventures trip in Estonia. Tomorrow I go to Finland for the 3rd country in my little week away. Today is Friday. The short version of the plan for today is breakfast, fat biking or cross-country skiing depending on the conditions, lunch, sauna, farewell dinner. I slept okay, if not a bit short. Obviously it was very late when I went to bed last night because we were out doing our night hike. Reflecting on the night hike, I still think it was really good. So if you haven't seen that already, go back and watch yesterday's video. I am just about packed. It is about 5 to 8 and I'm going to go and get breakfast. I'm going to take my morning pages with me. Everything smells of smoke. I have decided not to dirty up another set of clothes. So I am wearing the smoky stuff and obviously my down jacket, the smoke's just in it. And that's okay because it can be washed when I get home. Let's get this final day of my much better adventures trip started. Another full day of fun and another sauna. Good evening. Do you recognise this place? I am back in Tallinn and I am in the same hotel, the St Barbara Hotel in Tallinn, but this time I am in room 105 instead of room 104. So I'm next door. Forgive the mess. Different shape to last time, but it is very similar and I know that from last time I'm going to be very comfortable in here. But I just thought I'd catch you up because I don't think there's been a lot of footage today. I guess that's just inevitable really, considering it was cycling and I was too chicken to get my camera out of my pocket while cycling, and then it was sauna whilst you'll have seen some of the outside shots. I try not to take video of people saunaing. I did take a clip of our guide who said, yep, you can use that. Let me take you through the day then. We drove about an hour and 15 minutes or so to the snow sports centre where we did the fat biking. The trails were not considered good enough for us, just too icy to be safe. We did the kick sledding on those same trails a couple of days ago and I would agree. We still did the bikes, but we took them along the normal cycle path into the next village to a shop for ice cream. I really enjoyed that. I have not been on a push bike since I cracked my rib at Centre Parks last April. So I have been a little bit nervous about this one. Not nervous in that I didn't know if I wanted to do it or would remember how to do it, but you know, I cracked my rib. It took a long time to recover. And so when he said the trails are just no good, so we're going to do this other thing, I just thought, yeah, that sounds great. I still get to ride alongside the forest. I get to go and have an ice cream. Went a little bit further and we did a nature walk. I've definitely took some clips of the nature walk because my goodness was that beautiful. And that was a much more messy forest than the forest we explored yesterday. We had lunch at the Snow Sports Centre again, same place we had a couple of days ago. And this time we had a vegetarian pasta dish with salad followed by a panna cotta with some sort of fruit jam and fudge. And then straight after lunch, we then had the centre's igloo sauna as private hire for the group. The igloo sauna is one that has open front, so you get a view and it's sat right in front of their lake. Lake's partially frozen over over, and that was then the cold plunge. I think I did 3 or 4 rounds or something like that. It was like slush puppy ice. It was frozen solid in the middle, but then the bits around the edges that I actually touched was a bit like it would if it was a slush puppy. And we drove back to Tallinn, and that took, I don't know, 1:15 or something like that. We have a group meal this evening, which is included in the tour. This is the only evening meal that's included, and there is talk of going to a bar afterwards. It has been a really good day. I really enjoyed today's activities. Igloo sauna with the lake was a good way to finish the activities on this trip. And I don't know, 3 saunas in 3 days. Definitely say this is part of my personality now. The smoke sauna I did on Wednesday will be featured on my blog in my sauna stories series. I think the one I did yesterday and the one I did today, I will probably only include in my blog post about this particular trip. I think today's video might be very short. I am back in my room. We went out for dinner. I didn't take any video. We went to a local place in the centre of Tallinn with the group. We had a soup followed by salmon with pureed peas and then a very odd nutty cream dessert. And then we all walked to the Depeche Mode bar. That's right. There's a Depeche Mode bar, a themed bar in the middle of Tallinn, and it was full of memorabilia, and they were playing the music, and there were people there kind of singing along. 2 or 3 of us left the rest of the group there and came back to their hotel. So my Much Better Adventures snow and saunas in Estonia trip is done. The thoughts that come to my head straight away are there was barely any snow. There was enough for it to be pretty and be in nature, and obviously the frozen beach, and the lakes are still frozen because spring has hit a little bit earlier here by maybe a week or 2, they were saying. And so it was less the snow and more the saunas, but it was still beautiful. It was still an excellent trip, very well organised. Anton, our guide, and Ray, his apprentice, were really very good at sharing their love of Estonia with us. The group has also been good. We didn't bond quite like we did in Norway, but I think the nature of that trip and the time of year that it was and the fact that it was a full week allowed us to get to know each other really well and bond really well. Highlights of the trip: the smoke sauna. That was a really great experience. The nature walk we did yesterday morning should have been snowshoeing. We really should have put those snowshoes back in the van. It was genuinely a lovely hike. The forest was beautiful. Seeing that frozen beach was just something else. It was like we were in another world. The igloo sauna that we did with the cold plunge in the lake, I don't know, it just felt like a really great way to end off this trip, I guess. Right. So Anton and Ray, if at any point you ever see this, I've had a wonderful time. I've appreciated your guidance, your knowledge of nature, and your company in the van as well. It's been great, so thanks very much indeed. And to the rest of the group, if you happen to be watching this as well, thanks so much for your companionship, your chats, your friendship through this few days. Our time together has been very short. Not quite the end of my time in Tallinn. I want to have a bit of a wander around tomorrow morning. I only have a couple of hours or so, but I want to go and get some marzipan. I want to have a bit of a look around the city myself, and then I get the ferry to Helsinki, and that will be the next part of this trip. So with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I will pick you up again in the morning for half Tallinn, half Helsinki. Good night.